It's making courses is definitely a tough thing, man. So I can definitely hit on that too. For instance, people think that when you make courses that it get easier. It don't get easier. Like making a course is one of them things where you gotta respect it until it's done, because at the last moment something crazy can happen. So when I was making my second course, the simplified options course, I told everybody it was gonna come out on a certain date. We got to, I think it's like 12 o'clock before that time. So I'm telling everybody it's going to come out. I'm putting pictures out. I'm putting pictures of the slides, putting everything out. So people are expecting it. I got people saying they're going to be the first people to buy it. So I'm like, okay, cool. But again, a few hours before it's supposed to come out, the video, it had like it was making some weird noise going through the whole video. So that means that, and then I shot that video in one take and I shot it live. So that means to go and get that one, it was like a irregular sound going through the video that I had just had to tweak. But to get that out, I had to make the whole video over. And again, I had a few hours to where it was like I told people got their money ready. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm like, bro, this is getting crazy. But I ended up figuring it out. I just reshot it. I stayed up. I got it done, and I got it out like a little bit after the time. But people didn't notice. But at that point, I said, okay, cool. No matter what, I have to make sure that everything is quality before I get to the end. And if I'm making a course, it has to be built over a span of weeks and months, not just days. Like trying to make a course in 7 days, you're gonna hear something, you're gonna get to the end, you ain't gonna like the music, you don't like the way you said something, you might want to cut something out. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that you gotta check in on the end. So that's something that I learned from running my course.
One thing I also learned, quality. So like they were saying, if you to give yourself like 7 days to do the course and you don't like it, when it's time for you to push that course, you're not going to push it with the confidence you need to push it in. All right, so you're going to feel a certain way. You're going to see those mistakes you made, and anytime you try to push that course, you're going to be like, oh, but I made these mistakes. I don't really want to like try to market this course to people, because you know you have those mistakes in there. So that's one thing. You want to make sure you build a lot of quality and make sure before you push out this course, you like the product that you see. Nobody else, like it checks off all your check boxes. I don't care what nobody else says, because when it's time for you to start pushing it, you need that confidence to want to have to wake up and get on Instagram Live or get on Facebook Live and talk about your course or put it out on Google. So that's just one thing that I wanted to tell people.
Yeah, I think to piggyback on that, I think it's important to do that too, because when it's time to market it, like you have a survey session, right? You have a free session, you go from free to fee, right? When you have a survey session, if you're not confident about the course that you're gonna sell at the end, the whole time is gonna affect how you talk. When people ask questions, they're gonna poke holes. You know, they're gonna do all that stuff before they spend their money with you. But if you're not confident in your knowledge, people are gonna start to feel that. So then, if you spoke for an hour and then at the end of that 1 hour, you realize like, all right, nobody's probably gonna buy my course, or people are not interested. It's probably because they can see the lack of self-confidence in yourself, and that lack of self-confidence is coming from the fact that you don't have a polished product and you don't think it's polished.
Yeah.
Because once you feel like this is the course, or you like, okay, I'm cool with selling this for twice the amount that I'm gonna sell it for, that's when you really start to sell it. That's when you really start to push it. You get behind it. You'll get on Instagram Live. You'll tell your mama about it. You get what I'm saying? Like you start to get other people involved in it. So that's one thing. That's, again, to piggyback on what you said, that's one thing that I want people to think about. So with your course, again, you got Opinions to Income. It's teaching people how to do what? You tell them.
It's basically teaching people how to use surveys and make money outside of 9 to 5 using surveys. So a lot of people think surveys are scams, right? You see these messages and they're like, fill out this survey for 25 cents or $1. And it'll take you 10 minutes to fill it out. But these surveys that I'm finding, you can actually apply for them, and they range anywhere from $40 to about $300+. And all you're doing are product studies, market research studies. You're doing focus groups, and you're also doing like taste tests. And so, like for instance, with a taste test, all you're doing is basically going to a facility. They're going to sit you down, and you're going to taste a certain type of food, whatever the survey was on. So basically, you could be tasting, let's say, Taco Bell. You could be tasting the Taco Bell, the new Crunchy Wrap or something like that, right? You could be tasting that, and they're going to have different varieties of there. And all you're going to do is they're going to just bring it out, you'll taste it, you're going to give your opinion. And once you finish giving your opinions, they're going to pay you $50. It's taste test are only $50. If you want it studies that range from $100 and up. You're going to be looking at filling out for focus groups, as well as you're going to be looking out to fill out for product studies. Now, I got a website that you can go on. It's called hivemind.campsite.zone, and we'll put it in a link to the YouTube channel. But you can go there, you can click on there, and they'll bring up about 10 or 15 different surveys you can start to fill out for. So just try to fill out for them and see if you can get accepted into their into that study. Because one thing people don't realize is that when they're filling out those surveys, you're not just going to automatically get accepted, right? It's a way that you have to answer those questions and a method that you should be doing it. And I teach that all in the course. That's why I have the course. And the course is only $45. And I've set it out like that because I know that once a person get their first survey, they basically got their money back for buying the course. A survey tracker. I created this survey tracker so that you can be able to keep track of all the surveys that you're in. It'll let you know how much you've made for the year, for the month, and the hourly rate you have made through surveys. Because it can range depending on how hard you go with the surveys. So.
Yeah, surveys, man. Again, it's not a scam. We just got through talking about skydiving a few minutes ago. We actually paid for skydiving with survey money.
Yeah.
Like we waited for the survey. We did a couple surveys a while back, and we did a survey with one of our friends where we basically got paid to have a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got paid. He got paid $500. We got paid $200.
Mm-hmm.
And so once that came in, that was a big chunk of the money that paid for skydiving and all the other stuff that we're doing. So
Yeah.
a lot of people like to use surveys to pay for gas, to pay for food, clothes, whatever it is. But yeah, surveys is, man,
It's a game changer.
right. And so y'all check his course out. Again, Opinions to Income. I mean, again, it's $45. You're paying $45 for a course where the first survey could be $50 and you get your money back. So a lot of courses out there, they don't tell you the ROI. That's one of the things that I trip over is, all right, if I spend this much money on a course, when am I going to make that amount back? Mm-hmm. And for a person that's selling you a $1,000 course, they can't tell you when you're going to make that $1,000 back. But for instance, like a course like yours, you say, hey, you spend $45 today. In 30 days, I guarantee you at least going to make, you'll be in profit $5 after you do a $50 course. Or your first survey, what, might be 100?
150. The website that you're going to see, once you on this link, when you click on there and go through those surveys, you're going to see those surveys are ranging anywhere from about 100 to 200, 250. It's not going to be, you're going to rarely see a $50 survey on that website that I'm going to send you. But again, you got to have a certain method to answering the questions. You got to understand how to answer the questions and what they're looking for. And that's what I'm teaching you in the course, how to answer those questions so you can get accepted into these surveys more and more often. Because if you're not answering them a certain way, you're going to instantly get kicked out. And they don't tell you that you get kicked out. Once you finish applying, you may get a quick response and it'll say, thank you for applying for this survey. We'll let you know if you've been accepted through email. You're going to see that whether you've gotten into the study or not, whether you've gotten all the way to the end of the study or if you got kicked out at the beginning of the study, you're going to see that message, so you don't know. But once you start to learn how to answer these questions, you're going to realize that, okay, I've actually gotten to the end of this survey, and then I'm going to potentially have that chance of being accepted into it. And again, it's just that mindset of, like, how do you fill it out? And I don't want to go into it because it's in the course, so I don't feel like I shouldn't have to go into it.
Cool, man. Yeah. So again, we're making courses that just make it easier for people, and we're not charging any crazy prices. We're not charging over $100 per course because we're actually making money from the things that we learn in the course. So we're not trying to make money, because a lot of people that make courses, they make courses, but they're actually getting money off of you spending money on the course, and they're not really making money with the technique that they're teaching in the course. But again, for us, we pride ourselves on, hey, this is going to be under $100, and you can make your money back in X, Y, Z. We can tell you, all right, you do this survey, you're going to make your $45 back in at least 30 days. And you probably make it back the next week. Honestly, again, we got other courses like Stock Basics and Options. At the end of Stock Basics, you're going to know how to chart. You're going to know how to pick a stock. Options, you're going to know how to trade options. All the varying ideas of options and strategies. And then you'll also be able to look at a trade that I did in January. Yeah, where I turned $600 to $20K. So we have that in the course and outline, so people who, again, saying that we're scamming or we're not really doing stuff, we have it outlined, screenshots, and I walk you through the process. So again, and we're adding more courses. We have a crypto course coming. We got budgeting. We got marketing, and we have real estate coming. So we have a lot of stuff coming. But just check out our courses and check out our Discord as well. All right. So we're wrapping up, Mark. What's the? Is that what now?
Talk about the scam.
You want to talk?
Yeah,
all right. So go ahead, man. I'll let you do it.
That's the one thing I let people. When you're gonna start a business, especially when it comes to a topic that people, your friends, or just society don't know much about. Once they instantly hear about it or they see you doing it, because they don't know it, they're gonna automatically say it's a scam, right? You're scamming because they don't have the knowledge. It's not that it's a scam. It's just because they don't have the knowledge. You're gonna go through that a lot. Like even with these surveys, I'm teaching people. I'm going to these surveys. I'm filling out these taste tests. I'm doing these taste tests. I'm doing these product studies, and people are still telling me that this is a scam. And it's like it's not a scam. I'm actually doing it. Even with stocks, I talk to people about stocks, and they tell me that's a scam. Crypto, scam. Forex is a scam. But that's because I feel like our community, our parents don't necessarily teach us about financial literacy, and they don't teach us really about the stock market. My mom or my stepfather never talked to me about the stock market. I learned the stock market from a book, and that's how I learned about it. And I listened to Warren Buffett. I saw a Warren Buffett video, and I watched that. That's how I learned about the stock market.
Yeah.
So I think because our parents and stuff are not teaching society that, or our community is lacking in the financial literacy aspect, and because they're lacking in there and they don't know maybe about this realm of life, they instantly think it's a white person thing or it's a scam, and that's one thing you get a nod. Why are you doing the stuff that white people do? It's just, can you relate?
Yeah. So once we had the Discord up and running, and we're using stocks to get people in. We're teaching stocks. We got a stock session. We got stock courses. I had a conversation with a girl that I work with. And I just told her, look, I just made, I think at the time I had $1,000 a day. And I was, I did it in the office from day trading. So I'm jumping up and down, I'm happy in the office. But once I did that, I went over to her and I'm just like, hey, you can do the same thing. I think you're smart. You should sign up, and we can get you to do the same thing just by teaching you. And then she said, stocks, isn't that a white person thing? And I'm like, that's one, like you said, that's one of the biggest issues right there, is just your mind telling you that it's not for you because you're black and because white people do it. But it's like, if a race of human is doing anything that's being profitable, you can do it too. When you sign up for Robinhood, they're not going to stop you if you're black. They're not going to stop you if you're not white. If you're anything outside of white, it doesn't say, all right, well, man, you got to turn around, we can't help you, bro. They don't say anything like that, right? No. So when she said that, that really made me go even harder. Like, oh, I'm really going to build this up to show people, because I know for every person like that, it's probably, 1,000, 10,000 people, 1 million people maybe that's like that in the world, that's probably thinking like, I could do this, but I'm not going to do it because of the color of my skin. Yeah. I'm black, and this is a white thing, so I can't do it. Yeah. But it's like we all can make money if we understand that there's going to be barriers no matter what. But again, like we said, back to skydiving, just push past that. It's fear, and sometimes that fear, like with her situation, that fear is not even a real thing to be afraid of. Yeah. But that's stopping her from day trading, learning about stocks, and potentially making thousands a day. They can help her, change her life and help her family. So comments like that, we're going to continue to deal with them. Somebody asked us the other day, like, how do y'all deal with people saying that this is a scam? Or how do y'all deal with people that,
Me personally, I used to get upset and feel a type of way, but now when a person tells me it's a scam, I honestly just keep it moving, because I'm making money from it. So it's just like, if you think it's a scam, I don't know what more I need to do to try to prove to you that it's not, or it isn't a scam.
Right.
So I'm just gonna let you continue to think it's a scam, and I'm just gonna go about my day. Like it's like if a person gets fired from their job, right? If one employee gets fired from a job, it doesn't stop the entire process. That company don't go bankrupt. So I look at like a person telling me that it's a scam the same way. Okay, you think it's a scam? That's fine. Yeah. But I gotta keep going. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So people, I don't know what to say, man. People, like I said, people gonna think that stuff that, especially when you're doing something that goes against what they're doing. Like they're working a 9 to 5, they're working hard every day, and then they see a person make $200 off a survey that only take an hour. Or they see you do a day trade and you make $500 off a call option, right? And then they're just like, man, that's not real. Making $500 in one day is not real. And then their thought process is, if it was real, everybody would be doing it, right? But it's like, no, that's the issue. It is real, and that's why everybody's not doing it. Everybody's not doing it because they think the same way. Everybody is like sardines in a can, right? Yeah. If you think this way, if everybody around me saying that this is a scam and this is not real, I'm not even going to investigate if this could possibly be something else, right? Yeah. And there's books on it. There's books on surveys. There's books on stocks. You can go read a book on all that stuff and then relate it to the information you get from somebody else to verify if it's the truth. Yeah. But people don't want to take it that far. So again, that's why I'm like, I'm my heart is set on like, look, we're gonna prove to y'all, but we're gonna prove to y'all in a way that where we're not trying to, force it down your throat, but you're just gonna see as it scale up and scale up and scale up that look, everything's legit, and you got to get out of that scam mentality. You can make $500 in one day. You can make $1,000 in one day.
That's light.
I had a goal to make $10,000 in one day this year, and I did that in January when I did my Tesla trade. So it's again, when I see it, sometimes I'm like, okay, I did this, but I realize like the limitations are only in your head. Once you move that out the way, you can have $1 million day, right? Anything can happen.
It just depends on where you move your goalposts, where you want to kick from, right? Wherever you place that football at, wherever you want to kick it from, that determines you. Like, so if you only want to have a $500 day, you can have that. Right. If you want to have a $10,000 day, you can have that. $20K, no matter the amount, you can always have that type of money. But it's going to start off with you. You got to have that confidence in yourself to be able to say, I can do this. It's going to take some time. You're not going to do it right off the bat, but you can continue to work on it and work on it and work on it to get to that specific spot and hit that goal. Right. It's definitely doable. And I try to tell everybody that. Even the people that think it's a scam, I still try to talk to them. Give them a little bit. Just like, man, you should really do this. I learned that one way you can get people to really like notice what you're doing or really tune in is by living like a lavish lifestyle, like being lavish, right? So let's say I think sometimes the way that, maybe I market myself, I don't market myself as being a lavish person. Right? Yeah. I don't show money or anything. Like, I don't wear crazy designer chains or anything like that. So I think that's one thing that can make a person, like, not want to tune into you. And I think that's something I'm going to actually try to start working on.
It's moving towards...
It's to try to, like, move into a different, like, realm of the community that is more... I don't know how to say it, but just move into a realm that people may not necessarily. I don't know how to say that.
I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. It's like having those people, the people that won't believe you until you have a big win.
Doing something crazy.
Or if you have it's those people that are the show me people, right? Like those people don't analyze the process, because if you analyze the process and you look at what somebody's doing, you can tell from analyzing like, oh, okay, this is legit. But if you just waiting for the glitz and glamour, like, all right, I'm waiting for $10,000, or I'm waiting for a Mercedes to pop up, or I'm waiting for a mansion, I'm waiting for that to pop up on his page, because if he said he's doing this, if he's really doing this, we should see a Ferrari, a Mercedes. We should see something soon to show, as a product. But a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people don't feel like they have to do it until you want to tap into that audience. And the crazy thing is this: it's probably more people in that pool than it's people that will investigate and analyze. Like, there's more people that if they scrolling and they see you have your normal car, but you talking about having assets and I got 100 shares of Tesla. They're like, all right, cool, I can't see that. But then once the next post, it'll be somebody else, and Mercedes, that's a liability that's going down in value, and it's worth 100 shares of Tesla, but it's going down and the Tesla share is going up. They're gonna tap in with that one versus the one that's actually making money. So yeah, it's a funny thing, like playing in between the two. But I think, again, as we continue to grow and just keep pursuing what we're pursuing, I think that it'll start to get easier. So the next question, we've been talking about business and hard work this whole time, how we got started, jumping out of airplanes, everything. what's the funnest part, like, out of the whole process? Like, creating a course, having a course, in the Discord, teams, we got a team, we got everything. Like, what's the funnest part to you?
Funnest part to me is, like, being able to go in those sessions with you. We figure out a plan, we say what we're going to do, we execute it, and then having that freedom of just, it's ours. Knowing that this is ours and we can do whatever we want. Yeah. And then knowing that what we're doing is helping other people and making their financial situations potentially better. It's like the cherry on top to me.
Yeah, man. The funnest thing for me, like, it goes hand in hand with that. The funnest thing for me is when people ask for stuff and we make it happen. Yeah. Like, because I think that's the way that we design the whole, everything that we have right now. Like, even these shirts, like, people ask for these shirts and we end up, okay, cool, we making shirts. People are leading the way. So when we create stuff, when we have these sessions, people ask us to have sessions. Mm-hmm. People say, hey, can you have a survey session? Can you have a stock session? I got questions, so to me, just addressing those needs and being a person that people can go to for that type of stuff. Again, when I didn't think that, again, I was the person saying, how can I teach stocks to people? They're not going to listen to me. But now people come to me and say, hey, we need shirts. We need this. We need that. And then we're like, okay, cool. We'll make it. We continue to make it for y'all. And I think, again, as long as we have that relationship with the people that are in the Discord and the people that work with us, I think that we're going to continue to have, again, success and, again, continue to have fun. Again, for me, that's the funnest part if I had to pick anything out.
No, I would agree with that. And one thing I remember, with the first 3 months we started, we were just literally only doing the Sunday session. That's it. And then one day, shout out to Larry. Larry was like, hey, I want to, like, how can we communicate outside of the Sunday? We only talk on Sundays. Once the market opens, they didn't hear from me and Ladarius, right? Nobody heard from us. And so what we ended up doing was we created the Discord from that. From that recommendation. The first recommendation was Larry asking us how can he communicate with us outside of Sunday. So Monday through Friday, basically. And we ended up creating the Discord right there.
And we made that, yeah. All right, so that was the funnest part. We both talked about the funnest part. What's the funniest part? I'm pretty sure we got the same moment, and let's break down that moment. Go ahead. You tell your perspective. I'll tell mine afterwards.
Yeah. So the funniest moment would probably be the time that we got trolled in the Sunday session, or I got trolled in the Sunday session. He had this guy joined in. Ladarius first start. Anytime Ladarius starts, we always go over the basics of the chart. So we talk about like the RSI level, resistance, support, those type of things. We talk about that in the session. And so they had this guy that joined, and I don't remember his name. All I do, but I do remember is the picture. Yeah, he had the picture of, like, that little African baby that's in the diaper, like, dancing. He had that picture as a screenshot, and instantly I knew that he was going to be a troll. But then not only with that, while Ladarius was talking, he actually unmuted his mic, and it was like he had a camera on. He had his camera on. It was a video, and I can tell it was a video of a person sitting in a car, and it didn't have any sound. But after that, he turned his video off, and Ladarius began to continue the session. And I texted him and told him, like, hey, bro, we potentially have a scammer in here, or a troll. And once he handed it off to me, it's now time for me to talk about the weekly pattern, the daily pattern, or the weekly charting pattern. So the chart pattern that I'm going to talk about. And instantly I do my introduction. I'm like, hey, my name is Mark. How you doing? This is the charting pattern we're going to go. And as soon as I began to utter the next word, all you hear is, shut your bitch ass up. And it was just like, and once I heard that, I was just like, in my head, I was like, man, this man just shitted on me. Like, I felt really bad. But it was like I had to keep face and be like, man, it was disrespectful. But inside, it was embarrassing, but it was also funny. Like, I kind of wanted to laugh when it happened.
Yeah, man. Man, from my side, like, it was so much happening. Like, I'm talking, my phone is buzzing. I check my phone. I see he said that we got a troll. So while I'm talking, I got the chat log open. I'm trying to find a troll. He said, it's a person with this picture. So I'm trying to find, like, an African baby while teaching people how to do charts. And so as soon as I find a person, I found them, but then I'm like, I can't just kick this person out if I can't confirm that this the person. So I'm like, do I text him back? I can't just stop mid-session and say, Mark, is this person it? And then it's not the troll, right? So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to finish. Once I hand it over to Mark, then I'm going to figure out who the troll is and kick him out. As soon as I handed it over to Mark started talking, and one of the guy's screen cut on, and he played the audio, and all I heard was, "Man, shut your bitch ass up." Yo, I was like, man, I was dying laughing. It was a funny troll, but I knew that after Mark finished talking, I was gonna have to make a statement. So, because I'm glad it didn't throw Mark off. Mark just kept going like nothing happened. He just like, all right, yeah, kick him out. Boom. I kicked him out. It was good. But then afterwards, I had to make a comment on, hey, we don't accept trolling. You know, that's unprofessional. I had to do that, but I did it. But I was still laughing. And after we was done with the session, I called him like, bro, I can't believe that happened, and we got it recorded. So that was funny, man. But it's good, man. Like what we got going on, like ups and downs. You know, sometimes stuff is tough, or sometimes people's schedule don't line up. But we still, like I said, I mean, we still make time to make efforts to make things happen. We grow. We're growing each other. We're growing our team. And I mean, we're growing the Discord. So, man, I mean, I appreciate you doing this with me, bro. This is the first episode, so. Y'all tune in for the second episode. Again, it's the Blank Check Group. You can find us on Instagram. My Instagram is Spark Motivation. His is
Melrose_Palace.
And again, just tune in to our next YouTube. We're gonna be talking about a lot of different things. We're gonna have people coming in. Y'all let us know what guests y'all would like or what type of guests y'all would like. And again, y'all tune in the next time. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna go over the spinning top pattern. So what is spinning top patterns used for? It's basically just
your bitch ass up, nigga.
go ahead and kick him out, bro.